I'm not gonna be the one that lie to y'all and tell y'all pretty privilege don't exist, because it do. Pretty privilege exists, and I have pretty privilege. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit to you, but it's cons to this shit. Like, if you ask me, I really don't like it. I really don't care for it. But I am gonna tell you guys the top 10 cons that I have about pretty privilege. For one, unrealistic expectations. Like, people really think just because you're pretty, just because you're attractive, you can't be insecure. You can't have a flaw. You can't feel uncomfortable in your body. You know what I'm saying? They dehumanize you, and they minimize your issues, and they minimize your problems, and they minimize your feelings and your emotions. And I want you to know that if you are dealing with this, you have every right to feel how you feel. If you are insecure that you got a bump on your face, fam, I'm not a fan of being insecure. I think everybody should be confident, and I want to push for everybody to be confident. But at the end of the day, we're human fucking beings, fam. I feel a way if I get a bump on my face. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit to y'all. You get me? So it's like, feel that way. Like, feel that way. Just don't allow that way to stop you from doing anything. Like I always say, everybody is insecure. Just don't allow your insecurities to control you and run you and stop you from living your life, and you're gonna be fine. The next thing that's a con about pretty privilege is you're overly lusted for. Like, I know there's people who wish they had pretty privilege, but in all honesty, like, my chances of having like a genuine friendship, a genuine relationship is slim to none compared to yours. Because, not to like say this in a crazy way or a negative way, but like, you have a better chance of being appreciated for your being and your personality opposed to just your appearance. You know what I'm saying? And appearances fade, lust fade, vanity is fleeting. You get me? So it's like, I'm only being accepted, respected, or loved because of how I look. You know what I'm saying? Say if I break out today, everybody gonna act different. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't look how they want me to look. You know, again with expectations, but it's just like you become so overly lusted over. Like, people don't give a fuck about who you are as a person, and they don't know you, and they don't give a fuck to know you. It's so surface level, and it's lame. It's so lame. The next thing I would say is you're used. Like, you tend to be used, especially for like other people's confidence. You know, like if somebody who is insecure and they don't feel worthy, and then they date you and they talk to you, you get me? It's more of like, it's a flex. You feel me? So if it's a flex to be with you, it's a flex to have you. They feel like they don't have to be confident because you are their confidence. And when people use you as confidence, and when people use you as something to make themselves feel better, opposed to like they're feeling good and you're feeling good, like, it drains you. You get me? And they're not really taking care of you, and they're not valuing you, and they're not appreciating you. They're using you to feel better about themselves. You know, I was around somebody for a very, very long time who was a very, very insecure, narcissistic, toxic, all that bullshit, you know, person. And I remember when I finally walked away, he basically contacted me, and he told me that he missed the way that I admired him. You get me? Like, he don't miss the fact that I was a good person to him. He don't miss the fact that I was there, I was loving, da da da. He missed the fact that I admired him. I gave him confidence. I uplifted him every day. You know what I'm saying? He would take pictures or FaceTime everybody he knew just to show my face. You know what I'm saying? It made him feel better. So it's like, it's lame, you know? Next, I would say a lot of people with privilege tend to have low self-esteem, low confidence, because their value is so heavily placed on their appearance. Again, like, when people do have a pimple, it's the end of the world. You get what I'm saying? And when you're so used to being praised for how you look, you can get caught up in that shit and forget that the inside do matter. And it's actually far more important than what's on the outside. And, you know, you just tend to focus so much on your outside. Next thing you know, you doing things to correct it to be perfect, and perfection does not exist. Look at Jada Waiter. Look at Ari. beautiful, beautiful girls, and they was beautiful before they hit the internet. They was beautiful before they was known, and they're still beautiful now, but they've done a lot of changes to their face, lips, cheeks, forehead, nose, entire body. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, unfortunately, they didn't and probably still don't realize how beautiful they are on the inside and how much more beautiful they were before they did anything. But when so much attention is heavily faced on vanity and heavily faced on your appearance, you tend to invest into it, and you tend to like only care about it, you know, and it have you feeling really low deep down inside, and it's just not fun or cute. Next, and I think this is the last one because I can't really think of any more. Next, I would say a con to pretty privilege is I don't know if I could think of any more. Really quick, y'all. I'm sorry if I'm wasting time. Let me check my iPad really quickly. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, I would just say that you waste a lot of time. This is my last one because it's the only one I can really think of. A lot of time is wasted with people. You know, like, you don't know who fuck with you for real. You don't know who love you for real. You don't know who you can trust. You don't know who value you. So it's like a lot of time is wasted. Fake friendships. People want to be your friend just because you're pretty. People want to be your friend just because you got a lot of followers. People want to be your friend just because you got a lot of attention. People want to be around you just because you're attractive, and you don't know who to trust, and you have a lot of fake friendships and a lot of fake relationships because of that. So it's just very spooky. But you know, you got to keep your head up. You got to keep going and not focus so much on the outside. Focus on the inside because it's just as important. So those are my cons to pretty privilege. It's a bug on me. They literally exist. You know, if you somebody who you don't find pretty, understand that pretty privilege is overrated, and privilege yourself in your own beauty and celebrate it and value it, and fuck any and everybody else and their opinions and their expectations. Fuck them.